So today I am watching The Craft Legacy. I just finished my video essay on The Craft, and that should be live by the time I post this, but it's only been a few seconds, but I already have some thoughts. They have very similar opening shots, looking down at a table with all sorts of items, and you've got the pentagram, and they're talking about north, south, east, west, and that's something that the original girls said in their ritual. And they're also talking about wanting a fourth. So on premise alone, it's pretty similar. That's the exact same opening. What do you mean? The flashing of imagery and the yellow font moving backwards into the clouds. If this is a shot-for-shot remake, I'm going to be very annoyed because I get wanting to pay homage to a classic that you're, for some reason, doing a sequel of, but you need to have your own identity as well. So New Girl Lily was getting emotional in the car, which was something that Sarah did in the original, but the difference is that Sarah was struggling with depression because of her mom. Lily has a mom. Okay, she's also freaked out by snakes. The fact that David Duchovny is in this, if this ends up being not good, I'm going to be disappointed in him. David Duchovny is being such a nice stepdad. I'm going to be really disappointed if he ends up being awful. Or maybe I'll love it because he'll get to choose some scenery. Who knows? Okay, the mom just said to her, your difference is your power. So I'm assuming that's going to hopefully present some sort of thematic thing in the story. I'm already annoyed with this. So New Girl Lily has gotten her period. I don't know if it's her first period. It might be because that's a really popular thing to do in stories about being a girl turning into a woman. Carrie comes to mind. She apparently bled so much that it was dripping out onto the floor. See, it feels like the person who put that together doesn't know how periods work because she would have felt it long before it was dripping out onto the floor. That's point number one. I'm not trying to be graphic here, but I'm just saying you would notice long before it got there. You can feel it. It's a cute gesture to bring her shorts, but are you not going to give her like a pad or tampon? Because that's what she needs. Because if she doesn't have that, she's just going to bleed on those shorts too. What I want to know is if Lily's mom is also a witch. In the original Craft, Sarah learned at the end of the film that her mom was a witch. But she didn't know that, and her mom wasn't there to help her. Okay, they're screaming. So either somebody is having a good time, or they're holding women captive secretly, and it's not a good time. But considering what the timestamp is right now, I'm assuming it's a fun time. Not for Lily, though, because she's about to get traumatized walking in on her parents. Or mom and step-parent. Oh, no, it was a brother watching porn. Mate, earphones? AirPods? What kind of weirdo listens to adult content without earphones? Were those the jeans she wore today that got washed? How do you get that stain out? Did you put hydrogen peroxide right when it happened? I don't think so. You were at school. She didn't wash the jeans. God, we're almost 20 minutes in, and I feel like nothing has happened. And this is only about an hour and a half. I don't really know what to make of them using snakes, at least at this point in the viewing experience, because in the original, the reason why the snakes were important is because Sarah had a tendency to hallucinate, and that's what she would hallucinate, snakes. But that's a little interesting for her to be already that powerful on her own, which sort of begs the question of why do you even need a coven if you can already throw a guy across the hallway? This is so old-timey, cheesy bullying, like the cliches of high school interactions. Was high school like that for any of you? Because it was not like that for me. What? Okay, so now they're trying to make it seem like the other girls helped her to throw him across the room. Did they show the girls all together? I mean, I don't really want to rewind it. I want to just let it play through once, but when they did that in the original, they went out of their way to show shots on, you had your new girl, and then you had the original trio, and they lingered long enough to really get the sense that they were in unison about trying to take out this scary yelling man with a snake that was scaring Sarah. Okay, they're dumping exposition, which I feel like would be more engaging if they weren't just standing still. Go somewhere witchy, go somewhere more scenic, but then again, if this was on a small budget, then maybe that wasn't an option. Oh! One of the girls is trans. Well, that's fun. Is this actress trans? Here's the issue that I'm having. We are almost a half an hour into this thing, and I barely feel like I know any of these characters as individuals. One of the things that's so fantastic about the original Craft is that it's a very heavily character-driven story. It feels like because we are now doing this in 2020, or maybe they made it in 2019, I don't know. So they have certain technological advances. So they can do things that they didn't necessarily do in the original one. Like, oh, we can grab a guy and throw him across the room like it's nothing. And we can have certain special effects with freezing everything. And look how powerful we are as witches. But I don't know anything about these girls individually. Even pretty early on in the original film, they showed the girls individually with their own scenes, having their own struggles. Rochelle at the pool, getting bullied. You saw Bonnie going to an appointment and having her first treatment with her mom. You see Nancy at home and she's struggling with her difficult home life. And you have Sarah having dreams about her past attempt to take her own life. Already we're seeing who they are as individuals as far as what they're struggling with in their adolescent turmoil. I don't think we've seen any of this original trio alone. We haven't seen their parents. Oh, they're just levitating now? They're just zooming right through this. More special effects. She just burned her locker. Okay. You couldn't just use the magic to, oh wait, because she's fire, right? Okay, now I see why they did that. So they're just doing a musical montage, basically. I mean, you can still hear them talking, but the music is so loud. I just don't get how we're this far in the film and nothing has happened. What? No. Okay, no, I have to pause that. Let me explain what's just happened. So there was a boy who I'm presuming is gay that was getting bullied. Lourdes? I think she had a nickname, but I don't remember what it was. She is the member of the coven who also happens to be trans. So, of course, they're trying to keep it in that same family. She walks by and sees that this fellow person in the LGBT community is getting bullied. Her solution is to have the bully end up in a rainbow hoodie. So then the gay boy is laughing at him for wearing a rainbow? What am I missing here? Where is the logic in that? Where is the catharsis in that storyline, in that little bit of karma against the bully? So you are bullying someone for being gay, so now your punishment is that a gay person is going to laugh at you for wearing gay attire? The prognosis is not good, though, I'll say that much, because we are now past the halfway mark on a 90-minute film. I don't know anything about any of these characters. Mind you, that hallway had people in it, so she's just flippantly doing magic with no concern or regard for getting discovered? Okay, but that's not your child. It's not your job to parent her. Oh no, I don't want to dislike David Duchovny. Don't do me dirty like this. Yeah, you should be mad at your mom because she's a punk and she didn't open her mouth. Okay, now she hears them fighting. Took you long enough, Mom. My God, that's your child. I think that's the youngest brother. Oh no. No. This little boy just told her, oh, my dad always says power equals order. He's the bad guy. Damn it. Ugh, not David Duchovny. Oh, the bully has changed his personality. He's more sensitive now. I don't know how to feel about that because the whole point of the spells that they cast in the original was that whatever you do, it comes back ×3 and there's consequences. So you can't be reckless about what you're using your power to do. Again, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. I understand that it has to be its own story. I'm not saying that they have to just do exactly what the original did because that would be lazy. But again, I don't know who any of these individual characters are. We're over halfway into this thing. There has not been a single scene of any of these girls by themselves except for the main new girl, Lily. We don't get to learn about the rest of the coven? No? I just think it's a bit condescending to teen girls. Like, I think teen girls are smart enough and capable enough to follow a story that is more complex and more mature than this. Oh no, don't tell me that the boy that you hexed is going to be your love interest. Oh, his name is Timmy. Okay, Timmy Turner. No, please not another musical montage. Can we get some actual story? I feel like I'm getting more and more disgusted and irritated. See, I don't like the optics on this. I don't like this idea of, oh, well, you know, if you have a misogynistic bully, you can wave your hand and change him into being your ideal man. Oh, maybe that's not what we need to be telling young girls. Can we not, please? Can we not do that? No! This is the musical montage that I didn't want. Oh, we're dancing at a party. No! Why don't you give us an actual story? Okay, Timmy Turner's out here trying to do a fizz face, and I'm going to need him to stop. Women with an X. Okay, this feels like performative activism. That's what it feels like. It feels like this very surface level pandering of trying to present yourself as progressive instead of just being insightful and thoughtful with your story. There's nothing even foreboding here. There's no tension, you know? In the original, you had this building tension of people getting more drunk on power and getting corrupted by it and having to deal with the consequences. Oh, he's bi? Wait, who's Isaiah? Oh, Isaiah's one of the brothers. Okay, no. I need to pause this. Like, respectfully, I need to pause this. They're doing a coming out scene right now. But why is this random guy getting all this screen time, all this material, when there has still been little to no care taken to develop the rest of the girls in this coven as characters? You were thoughtful enough to think, oh, let's be inclusive and expand to have a trans witch in this coven. That's awesome. Why don't we get to learn more about her? Who is she? I'm not saying that you had to do a coming out story with her. You can have her just be already out, already fine and thriving, but maybe she has another struggle. Maybe she has a dream that she wants to do, but she doesn't know if she can do it or something. I don't know. That's just off the top of my head. I'm not thinking that too far into it right now. But we don't know anything about these other witches, and we're doing this scene with this guy. No, don't smell it. Don't smell it. Oh my god, Lily, don't smell the jacket, you weirdo. What are you doing? What are you doing? She is not about to get freaky with the jacket. Lily, what are you lighting a candle for? Is she gonna cast a love spell? Isn't he already into her? I mean, they already hexed him. Are you gonna double hex him? Don't. What are you doing? Don't put the jacket there. I don't want to watch this. No. Oh, God. She got interrupted. He just showed up asking for his sweater. I am so uncomfortable right now. If you wanted to do a coming out story, because it's a coming of age story, and you've got all these young adolescent characters, why didn't you have one of the girls in the coven have the coming out story? Why do you have this random guy eating all this screen time up? He has had so much material given to him. For what reason? I don't know. You've got a black witch that I don't know anything about. You've got a trans witch that I don't know anything about. I'm annoyed. And now they're making out. Why? And why did she's chanting, trying to cast a love spell or something? When he was already hexed and was already interested in her? I don't know what the logistics are if you can consent if you've already been hexed, but anyway. And the fact that her friends had to sneak out for some reason, don't know why, but the boy gets to stay, have all that extra material. Timmy Turner, if you don't leave right now, this entire film has been about her getting a boy. The boy that bullied her. And that's her love interest. I hate it here. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hate it here. Someone's in her room. Who's in her room? It better be something real because we are midway through this thing and this has been a waste of my time. I mean, she's definitely a white girl because she's walking straight towards the creepy shadow. Oh, it's her brother. Sleepwalking. Are they going to explain? Are they going to unpack that? No? No? Okay. All right. just to scare for no reason. Is Timmy Turner dead? What's the difficult news, teacher? Timmy Turner was found dead in his bedroom? Suicide. Oh, they're fighting now? The girls are fighting? What are they fighting about? No. Okay, I'm pausing because I'm angry. We're an hour into this? I didn't realize we were that far. Nothing has happened. Okay, so they're fighting, right? Because one of the girls, because I forget everyone's name except for Lily is being told off because they're saying this was about building trust, community, blah, 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 emphasizing the importance of their bonds within the coven. And they're saying, oh, you shouldn't be letting some stupid crush get in the way of this. They were all super welcoming to him once they had already hexed him into being a nicer person. So what are they mad about? That she didn't know what she was doing with her magic? I mean, maybe emotions and tensions are running high because this was somebody that they considered a friend-ish, even though they only talked to him maybe once or twice. None of this makes any sense. Why are they fighting? What are they fighting about? It's not like they established at the beginning, okay, there's a clear set of rules. These are the parameters of using magic, and we have to abide by these because if we don't, there's consequences. Had you done that, you could have had Lily, in the heat of the moment, violate that, and then it fractures the relationship within the coven. But you didn't do that. In the original craft, they had that thing that they said very early on, anything that you do comes back ×3. That's not the exact wording, but it was something to that effect. And we see that manifest in the story. Developing these characters as individuals or their relationships with one another, nowhere to be seen. We had to give all this screen time to some boy. Why in a craft film would you do that? I think we should take a break from magic. What magic did you do in the first place? If we're not going to use our power responsibly, we shouldn't be using it at all. What were you doing in the first place? What were you doing before that was so responsible? No. David Duchovny is spouting some weird pseudo guru whatever about eliminating the weakest to make the rest of us stronger, some other nonsense. Were you trying to make this film into some sort of we need to defeat toxic masculinity story? Because that's such a simplistic approach. You could have had that element present, but kept the focus on the witches. It's alarming to me how much screen time men have gotten in this. Jacob's being called into the circle. Is he gonna get punched? Because I saw someone with dried blood on their hands. Oh, ew. That's ableist. You don't call someone weak because they committed suicide, which we don't even know if he really did. We don't know if it was a frame job. But that's the thing is there's no real tension either because it's a bit unsettling what David Duchovny has been doing and the way he's been acting, but he doesn't really feel threatening the way that you would expect a villain of the story to be. Okay, Lily is telling her mom that she doesn't feel safe, that she thinks that they need to get out of there. Her mom was offering to go on some sort of road trip and have them get away for a weekend or something. But Lily feels like that's not good enough. So now she's going to go snooping in the office. Why is her file in the office? Certificate of adoption. Was she adopted? Okay, she's mad because she didn't know that she was adopted. So her mom has just told her that her birth mother had stipulated in the terms and conditions of this adoption that she was never supposed to know that she was adopted. Remember in the trailer that she saw that photo of Nancy? Is Nancy her mom? Which begs a lot of questions. Did she get out of the psychiatric facility? She had undergone some trauma. I was assigned her at the crisis center here. Yeah, her mom's Nancy. So there's still some things we've not seen from the trailer. We've not seen her looking at the photo of Nancy, and we've not seen the "we are the weirdos, mister." Okay, so she tried to talk to the girls at this funeral, but they don't really want to talk to her. Her power just jumped out of her and knocked her mom to the ground. And now everyone's looking at her. All those other times, all the girls in this coven were being reckless with their powers, and nobody noticed anything. Nobody thought anything about it. Nobody thought it was suspicious at all. We're not going to be suspicious of the fact that she knocked you to the ground without either of you two touching each other. Her mom is telling David Duchovny that she needs to take Lily away from here. So the girls are talking about Lily and they're saying, oh, the number one rule. What? They're saying, oh, the number one rule is if you're a harm to others or yourself, then you're going to get bound, which is something from the first film. I bind you, Nancy, from harming others or harming yourself. But again, I am noticing a fundamental lack of understanding of why that film was so successful and has developed the cult following that it has. It was not for these surface level aesthetic moments of, oh, light as a feather, stiff as a board, or we are the weirdos, mister. Those are just so inconsequential in the grand scheme of what makes that film great. If you've made it this far, please watch my video essay on the craft. Okay, so I think they're trying to bind just all 4 of them. I mean, I guess I can appreciate that, because that would have really bothered me if they were being hypocritical, because they were being so reckless with their powers at the beginning, and the idea that they're now acting all sanctimonious about, oh no, you have to be responsible with your magic. You were not responsible with your magic. That's the whole point of the story, is that if you give teenage girls that are still struggling and trying to figure things out unbelievable magical superpowers, essentially, some things are gonna go awry. Okay, so Lily's mom is saying, I never should have brought you here. Let's go. About magic? Powers? What are you about to say? Oh, she said powers! Her mom knows about powers. Oh yeah, Lily's mad. Lily's mad. She should be. How are you supposed to stop her from using her powers if you never talk to her about her powers? We're switching now. So her mom before had said something like, you being different is your greatest power, and now she's telling her your difference makes you dangerous. So they're trying to have this little dramatic spin, little dramatic twist in the narrative, but this has been such a mess. This has been so bland, and I don't know if this video commentary will provide any sort of entertainment, but it'll probably just be me spiraling as it gets increasingly worse. We only have 20 minutes left. Oh yeah, see, it was David Duchovny disguised. See, that was the clue. Because he said, your difference makes you dangerous. And that's what her mother doesn't say. This is so anticlimactic. How does David Duchovny know that the other girls bound her powers? He wasn't there. And now he's, oh, it's so bad. Oh, he's being sexist. He's saying, oh, that's what happens when girls have power. This is a waste of David Duchovny. This is a waste of the craft IP. This is truly, appallingly mediocre. Not even mediocre. It's just straight up bad. Can she give up her powers, though, if she's already been bound by the other girls? I don't know how magical powers work. Oh, he's been frozen, so who is it? Is it the rest of the coven? Oh, yep, there they are. Stop talking! Make a plan! One of the witches. She literally said to David Duchovny, right before blasting him with her magic, we are the weirdos, mister. So, you shot a sequence of you all together doing, we are the weirdos, mister, to stick it in the trailer. It's false advertising, for starters. And then you're still having that line in the film as some sort of cheap Easter egg. This is awful. Okay, David Duchovny just admitted to killing Timmy Turner, which is, this is so cheesy. And not in a fun way. I have nothing to say throughout this entire defeating of the bad guy. Oh, they're not even going to say the line. Those were the outfits that they were wearing. So they clearly had them shoot that. They had them all stand in the line to say, we are the weirdos, mister. But then they didn't even put it in the film. They got Fairuza to do a cameo in this pile of garbage. There are no words for how irritated I am.